Hello my dear friends and my viewers. Our today's topic is Elizabethan age. This Elizabethan age actually starts in 1558 and it ends in 1603. Elizabeth was the Queen of England and she is considered as the Virgin Queen of England because she never get married. And Shakespeare was the most prolific writer of this age. I personally also feel that when we study Shakespeare's dramas and his sonnets, first we should know about the age of the Shakespeare, and it was the age of Shakespeare that is called Elizabethan age, and it was the age in that age the most stability was there. Stability in the means of in the condition of political stability, because there was no such rivalry among the brothers or another or other prince and all, because she was the single child of her parents. It was the growth of art forms. All art forms like paintings, sculptures, architectures, all were flourishing in this age, and it was the time of discovering new lands like Columbus, who discovered, Vasco da Gama, who discovered. So it was the age of new discoveries, new inventions. That's why it is called the age of Renaissance. It was the same age when many things were coming out, like in painting, architecture, literature, singing, and another and all the art forms. Basically, this Renaissance, this was the kind of reawakening of ancient Roman and Greek civilization, because ancient Roman Greek civilization is considered as the most classic and most important, most sophisticated kind of civilization. This Renaissance came in first Italy, because the Rome, but in Italy Rome was the center of Renaissance. First it came in the through it came through the forms of paintings, literature, architecture. Then slowly it spread all through the Europe. Then it came in Germany, Spain, and England. After Renaissance, there comes a term that is called humanism or cultural diffusion. These two terms came with the Renaissance. Cultural diffusion means that Renaissance culture that came first in Italy, but slowly it spread all over the Europe, and this spreading of culture, this spreading of architecture, literature, paintings and all, this spread all over the Europe. So this culture also spread like this, and it is called cultural diffusion. And this term humanism means before Renaissance it was considered that religion is the man supremacy, and church was the supreme authority for all these things. He was the dominant institution, church was the dominant institution, and member of church was the important figure for all the norms and conditions. So but after coming Renaissance, it is considered that we are human and all the things that is made in this universe is for human being. So human being should be in the center, not the religion. So this humanism came and it ended the church supremacy. Now what happened, human being became the most important center in the time of Elizabethan period, and it was not particular in the England, it was for the all over the Europe. Now life began around the figure of human being. Human being was considered as the most important, most priority has been given to the man, and life became as the centered around, and religion now separated from life. It was only the part of our life. But before humanism, church, or I can say the religion was the main important term for the man, that we are here only for the religion. What is written in the religion we have to follow, what is there in the Bible and other things like Quran and all. But I should not talk about the Quran, but what is there in the Bible, we should follow all the principles. Okay. In Elizabethan period, there was two types of writers that was famous, and these are called university wits, because Shakespeare was not from the university. It is said that he never get the university education, but these university wits like John Lilly, George Peele, Thomas Lawes, they comes from the Cambridge University, and on another side Christopher Marlowe, Robert Greene, Thomas Nash, they comes from the Oxford University. So this university which was very famous at the time of Elizabethan age. And now we should talk about, now we should study about the writing forms. So there were two types of writing forms. First was poetry and another was drama. That was very important and that was very popular at the time of Elizabeth or at the time of Shakespeare. It was poetry that was very popular, and in poetry, lyrical poetry was very popular. What is lyrical poetry? Actually, lyrical poetry is something in which there is a single idea or a single feeling, single thought of about which Shakespeare or another lyrical poetry is something about which speakers comes with a single idea, single thought, and in single emotion, and with single emotion speakers talks about this single emotion in all the lines of the poem. And another form of poetry was sonnets, and the sonnets actually comes from Italian origin, and it is written in 14 lines. There are two types of sonnets. One is Shakespearean sonnets and another one is Edmund Spenser sonnet. Shakespeare sonnets was written in 3 quatrains, means there were 3 quatrains, and and in the last there are 2 couplets, means 2 lines stanza, and then sonnets and blank verse. That blank verse and sonnets, it is said that Henry Howard and Thomas Wyatt they originated this term blank verse. Edmund Spenser's Shepherd's Calendar is very much famous if we talk about the sonnet. And another work of Philip Sidney, An Apology for Poetry, is also very important if we talk. So after studying the forms of poetry, we will later study the forms of prose in the time of Elizabethan period. I think this is enough for today.